At the beginning of the story we see two scientists named Julia and Oscar doing some experiments in an area full of snow, for which they had to put bombs in the icy water and explode them. Then they got a call from the headquarters. In this video I am going to recap one of the film from 2025, named as Kraken. They were warned that a very dangerous storm was about to hit their location. Therefore Julia and Oscar had to leave from there as soon as possible. A Russian submarine moving near them felt some strange and loud sound which they also did not understand. The most surprising thing was that the waves of the sea were rising from below to above. Julia's scanners started working strangely and the ice around their camp also started breaking rapidly. Julia wanted to pick up her research papers before leaving, but the storm had reached very close to them. So Oscar pulled her to the snowmobile. Then the captain of the submarine found out that this sound was of some living thing and they immediately started trying to escape from it. But suddenly a very big thing collided with the submarine inside the water. Above, Oscar and Julia were trying to escape as fast as the ice was breaking, but unfortunately the ice ahead started breaking too. Their snowmobile, which was their only means of escape, burned to ashes and sank in the water. Soon the explosions destroyed their camp as well and the remaining scientists started dying slowly by drowning. On the other hand, the submarine was also getting damaged continuously and people were sitting on their seats with great difficulty because everything was shaking violently. After a little effort they managed to fire and the light coming out of it showed some big tentacles in the water. Then a man hit the glass screen and fell away and became unconscious due to the injury. Before the submarine sank completely, an officer pressed the emergency message and the news of the submarine's disappearance reached the headquarters of the Russian Navy because that submarine had very important weapons. That is why they send a rescue team to either save it or if they cannot save it then to blow it up. This mission will be led by Victor, who is the brother of the captain of the submarine stranded in the water. His family was worried that Victor might also disappear there. His mother was very tense. That is why she gave Victor a watch which belonged to Victor's father, who is no longer in this world. She said that this will protect you. Wherever he is, he will take care of you. That night when Victor reached Dogs, he came to know that his father's old friend Admiral Olshansky is also going on the mission. Now he started worrying that Mr. Olshans is not too old for this work. If this old man dies, I will be famous. As soon as Victor boarded the submarine, the crew members started complaining that they were called back from leave early. On the other hand, Julia and Oscar were wandering in that snowstorm. While trying to catch the signal from the phone, Julia got distracted and was about to fall into a deep ditch when Oscar caught her just in time. At that time Julia's phone received a signal from an oil rig, and she dialed the number as soon as she received it. But due to the snowstorm there was a lot of noise and the people on the rig could not understand her. After a while the signal went away and the call was disconnected. Oscar was now very frustrated. He fired a flare gun towards the sky and sat down on the ground due to fatigue. The next morning the submarine reached the place where the other submarine had disappeared. After a lot of preparations they landed in the water. The crew of the ship noticed that Olsons had taken Victor to a private room. Some senior officers were present there and they were given a report to read. After reading which everyone became very upset. Soon rumors started spreading about the disappearance of the old submarine. On the other hand, Julia and Oscar found a buoy stuck in the ice. Buoy is actually a device that sends signals to nearby ships while floating in the water. Then they hoped that someone would definitely come to find them. After this they stopped wandering here and there and stayed there. When the submarine received the signal from the buoy, both immediately started moving in that direction. Suddenly many whales started circling around the submarine. But the crew members also started trying to go down without hurting them. One whale accidentally collided with the screwhead. Then Olsons asked the crew to turn on the sonar, whereas Victor did not agree with this. When the sonar was activated, the whales moved a little away, but in the blink of an eye they came back close. The crew could not understand what was happening. But then suddenly all the whales went away from there. It was found that a low-frequency sound was coming from that area, and suddenly the bottom of the sea was rising up. Then suddenly a large tentacle started moving in the darkness, and with just one blow it killed the whale. The submarine crew was not able to hear this sound. Then their radar started giving signals that a very large creature was about to collide with their submarine. Olshaki thought that maybe an enemy ship was coming. That is why he ordered the crew members to fire. But Victor did not like this order. That is why he asked the crew to hide quickly. The submarine went inside the crack in the ice wall. Whenever the submarine hit the ice, it started shaking and the sound of the radar was also getting louder, due to which the ears of the people wearing headphones started hurting. As soon as that strange enemy ship approached, the submarine started moving. The crew had to stop the submarine because a wall blocked their path. Fortunately, the unknown enemy chasing them had left by then. When the crew was assessing the damage to the submarine, Olshan scolded Victor for taking a risk without thinking. Now they had no option left. so now they would have to come above water to repair the submarine. Meanwhile, Julia and Oscar were trying to get warm by sticking to some rocks. Suddenly the sound of breaking ice was heard and the submarine came out of the water. People from the submarine immediately came to meet the survivors after seeing them. Despite knowing that these people were not from the submarine that was attacked, the crew members listened to them carefully. Victor checked the buoy and then went to talk to Oshki. Oshki said that they should be given some food and left here because they could be spies of another country, but Victor took pity on them and made them sit in the submarine. As soon as the repair work was completed, the submarine went into the water again and they started searching near the buoy. After the medical checkup, Julia and Oscar were given food. Then Victor showed them the map and asked the location of their camp and also asked if they had seen anything strange. Julia told that she had seen big explosions there. Victor thought that perhaps this was the reason for the sinking of his brother's submarine. The whole crew started talking about the future plan, but Oshki said that we should go back because the danger that was in the radar a while ago could come back. If we are attacked again, it will be difficult to even send an emergency signal. But Victor was anxious to find his brother and ordered to take the submarine towards Julia's camp. Oshki took Victor away and warned him that this was the second time he had made a wrong decision. If this happened again, everything would be over. Victor explained to one of his companions that we have to hurry because if there is someone alive in the other submarine, he would be running out of oxygen. Just then Julia heard a strange sound. Oscar says that this is the sound of the sonar searching for the other submarine. The search continued for some time, but then the radar shows that the strange enemy is chasing them again. Victor told the crew to find a hiding place like before, but this time there was no such place around them. But there was an oil rig nearby, so Victor thought that they could find a hiding place there. When the submarine was getting ready to come to the surface of the water, all the workers of the oil rig were surprised to see large tentacles rising from the sea. They immediately raised the alarm. The tentacles start attacking the rig, and the whole building starts collapsing. In many places there were massive explosions. Many workers panicked and tried to run away, but they had nowhere to go because the entire structure was breaking down. As soon as the submarine lost contact with the rig, Victor tried to see what was going on with the help of the periscope. When he saw the huge tentacles destroying the rig, he got scared. He sent this scene to the screen so that the whole crew could see who they were fighting, how big their enemy was. When the rig was completely destroyed, the strange monster started chasing the submarine again, after which they had to immediately turn the submarine. Oshki started thinking that Victor showing that huge monster to the crew was his third mistake, and he directly said that from now on, I will take over the leadership. He quickly said to fire 2 torpedoes on it, and it will go straight to the target. On this, Olshinsky said that this is how things are done. But his face wilted like a dead flower. When an officer says that the enemy is still alive and is moving forward with more anger and torpedoes are released, there is another explosion. The main target is hit again, but even this was not enough to kill that big monster. The monster keeps chasing the submarine and is unable to do anything due to fear of Olshinsky. Then Victor again took command and told the crew to drive the submarine as fast as possible. They escaped most of the monster's attacks, but one tentacle hit the submarine which caused some damage to the submarine. The people working there also got hurt a lot. Victor also hit his head and started feeling dizzy. Some computers get short-circuited and one computer falls on a man. The submarine starts sinking and the monster takes advantage of this opportunity to make another strong attack. Suddenly there was an explosion in the missile compartment. A huge fire broke out there, after which the crew of the ship closed the ventilation and sealed the area completely. 7 people stayed there and tried to extinguish the fire with the help of an extinguisher. But with another powerful attack of the tentacle, the submarine starts falling down rapidly. The radar shows that the animal has surrounded them from all sides. When the crew looked carefully, they found out that the monster was a kraken, a very big form of today's octopus. Many stories have been written about kraken in ancient times. Now since they have one last missile left, they will have to use it very thoughtfully. They started discussing among themselves what should be done next. Victor said that the submarine should be taken to silent mode.